As well.
Welcome, fellow Toastmasters. I wanted to get our meeting started for today, and I'd like to introduce our Toastmaster of the day, our Vice President of Education, Mr. Dennis Dawson. Please welcome Dennis. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. This is a fresh start of a brand new year, and I appreciate your attending. What do you have when you have a room with 2 or more Toastmasters?
A great meeting.
A great meeting is exactly right. We're about to see a live demonstration of that. I want to take a few minutes as we start the year, since I'm now the Vice President of Education, to review an important document that some of you may or may not remember. I have copies of this down there at the end if you want to pass them along. This is the back of the sign-up sheet that we all filled out, the application for Toastmasters. And if you look up above here, this is where all the money was. And a lot of people focus up here on how much they're going to have to pay in order to become a Toastmaster. And maybe they miss this portion down here. And that's probably the most important document you'll ever encounter as a Toastmaster. That's the Toastmaster's Promise. I just wanted to go over it a little bit here so that we can get a fresh start on the new year and renew our commitment. So the first thing it says in a Toastmaster's Promise is that we're going to attend meetings regularly. That means that whenever we're here in the office, whenever we're available, we make a point of showing up here. And if one of our cow workers says, boy, we're going to have lunch, we're going to do this thing, or it's the World Cup today, let's go watch soccer, this is when it's time for a Toastmaster to push back and say, that particular hour, that 1 hour a week is when I do my personal growth. That's when I get together with my club members and they're depending on me to show up. Can we have lunch an hour later? Can we move that meeting? Because Toastmasters is important to me. The second thing it says is we're going to prepare all of our speech and leadership projects to the best of our ability. I think we're very good about that. I think we can be even better, being sure that we write our speeches out completely, rehearse them before we show up, out of respect not only to ourselves but to the fellow members. We also need to prepare for and fulfill our meeting roles. Now, this means that if you've been assigned to be the timer, be the counter, or an evaluator, that you make a point of being sure you understand the role before you come in, and then show up to the meeting to be sure you fulfill it. We also provide helpful and constructive evaluations. This is actually a hallmark of our club. I'm very proud of the steps that we've taken over the past couple of years. I think we give very rich, very full feedback that helps people to grow. If you don't give that kind of feedback, people become very confident, very boring, and very poor speakers. And confidence is great, but you also have to work on the skills. And that's what giving a real evaluation, highlighting the strong points, identifying 1 or 2 weak points, and then encouraging them to come back and continue is important in Toastmasters. We also need to help maintain a positive and friendly environment. One of the nicest things about this club is that we know that it's safe to give people genuine feedback. We know that people are going to come back, they're going to listen to what we have to say, and everybody's going to appreciate what kind of feedback they get here because they know that it's helping us to grow. It's important that we serve as an officer when we're asked to do this. And those of you who have never been an officer or are looking for that opportunity, you should identify right now which officer role you want to take in January. We don't want to have a revolving door leadership where it's the same people again and again. Bringing in new people gives us new ideas, gives us new energy, and enables us to take a different tack as a club. We treat our fellow members with respect and courtesy. And even though we might have disagreements, even though there may be more than one opinion about something that we're doing here, we at least listen to each other. We take each other's point of view into account, and we come to a consensus before we move on. We work to achieve the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs. And again, this is something that I think we're doing very well with. When I first started with the club, the only award that anyone had ever gotten was the Competent Communicator Award. I believe Jenny Dormoy had achieved a Competent Leader Award, the old Competent Leader. But people were looking at it as if you get your Competent Communicator and you quit. And there's so much more to the program. We can go back over and over these lessons again and again and always learn something each and every time. It's important that we continue to grow in that way. The last thing it says is to maintain honest and highly ethical standards during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities. This is a bit of a sticking point for me because I know that we have just signed up a few members who are not planning to attend. And we did that so that we would have a full membership roster, and that will enable us to be a President's Distinguished Club. So I think that's terrific, but from now on, when I look at our banner, I'll look at the ribbon for 2008-2009, and I'll say, that was the year we earned President's Distinguished. And I'll look at 2009-2010 and say, that was the year we almost did it. And so, to get over that feeling, there are a couple of things that we have to do. One of them is all these people that we signed up, get them to come back. And if we can't get them to come back, get more people. Get them to ask their friends to have the same experience that we've had in Toastmasters. So that we're not just making paper members. I don't want any paper members in the club. I'd like for us to have a full roster of enthusiastic, engaged Toastmasters, because that's what's going to keep the club strong. That's what I'm looking for in this year. I want to work with each of you individually, talk with you about your educational goals, how I can help you to achieve them. We're going to schedule several weeks in advance, the way we used to do, so that you can tell me what I need to do for you in order for you to achieve your goals here at Toastmasters. I am here to serve you, and I'm looking forward to a great year in 2009, 2011. Woohoo! Okay.